corpse candles, fairy lights, or foolish fire. We're talking about will-o'-the-wisps. I'm going to be starting still haunted histories. I'm going to class it as haunted histories anyway. But I wanted to do English folklore or English cryptids because there are some. And I thought this would be a nice slope into it. It's not starting off too crazy, spooky, too creepy. We're going to get there though. So, today we're doing will-o'-the-wisps. What are either called, this is the Latin term, so bear with me because I will butcher it. Ignis fatuus, which means fool's fire. Scottish call them brownies. The Danes call them treasure lights. They're also called fairy lights, hobby lanterns, hinky punks, and Jenny with the lantern. We're going to talk about Jenny with the lantern right now, actually. So there's a story with that name. There was a lady, Jenny, and her husband, who was a shepherd. And because obviously in the darker months it would get dark, of course, there'd be less light. So in those months she'd get a lantern and put it in higher up in the house in the higher stories to help guide his way home in, when it was starting to get dark. But one night, one of these tricksy things, whether you want to call it a will-o'-the-wisp or a brownie or a foolish fire, probably the foolish fire or one of the trickstery type energies about it, tricked him. So he thought he was following his wife's lantern home, but he ended up getting misled and he got led into a marsh or a bog and ended up drowning. So he never made it home to his wife, which is really sad. But yeah, so a lot of people think that they're either fairies, mischievous spirits, or some people, which is kind of grim, think they're unbaptized babies or just ghosts haunting people. But I think it could go either way with the ghosts, because if it's a loving, kind one, I think they might be the ones that might help lead you back onto the path, and the evil sort of trickstery ones will lead you off the path. I don't know. Let me know what you think. We have another story though. So one of the origins for the name will-o'-the-wisp is from William the Wisp, or of the Wisp. I found stories that called him both William the Wisp or William of the Wisp. Make your own mind up on that. Anyway, he was a blacksmith long time ago, because it didn't write down the date, so we're just going to say long ago. And apparently he was so awful that neither hell nor heaven wanted him. Even the devil was like, keep jogging, mate. I don't want you here. You're going to cause all sorts of riffraff. No, even hell didn't want him. So William was like, well, what am I going to do? It's dark and cold out here. What am I supposed to do? So the devil, apparently being kind today, gave him, it was either said, because I've read different versions, an ember or a lump of coal, but a warm one that was glowing. He gave him one of them to help guide him. It's right here, mate, off you pop. So off you popped. And it was said that one of the spirits could be this William character, and I think that's probably one that might be leading people into the bog or the marsh, because good people don't do that, do they? I don't think they do. I'd be leading people back onto the path. Unless she was a murderer then, But I don't think this poor shepherd guy was, so that's one of the origins for the name. So yeah, these lights are often found around marshlands or boggy type swampy areas. We are going to get into the science of it though, but bear with me. I think I have another story. So yeah, I can't remember. I want to say Cornwall, but don't quote me because I didn't write it down. I got excited, forgot to write it down. I'm pretty sure Cornwall though. There was a lady and her children, and they lived near this path, and every night between, I believe, 8 and 10 o'clock, they'd see this glowing light, and at first they thought it was a bike light, like the off-white, sort of the glowing yellowy lights in the distance, where you think, oh, a cyclist is going to come down. But every night this would happen, and they'd look out the window and think, oh, they'll see a cyclist or something coming past, and they never did. It'd eventually just disappear. So they were like, oh, okay, that's weird, but alright. But also, on the same stretch of road, a police officer saw this light one day. Again, had the same thought, thinking, okay, it's a cyclist. So he stepped out the way, obviously expecting a cyclist at some point to come past. And he's waiting for a few minutes, and the light got a bit closer, but you know, a bike never appeared, and all of a sudden the light just vanished. And it was like a long stretch of road, so it wasn't like you could just turn off somewhere. And even if the light died, you'd see someone walking down the lane with a bike, but no, just disappeared. So that's a bit odd. So yes, the science behind it, Pickles. We're going to be a quick video today, but there are longer ones coming, so like I said, I'm easing you into it. So I have to look at my notes because I'm trying to pronounce this. So the science behind it is there's natural phosphorescent, check me out, phenomenon, which is methane and other natural gases. That's all I could find, it said. I don't know what all these other natural gases are. That's all I could find. So methane and other natural gases can spontaneously combust. So I think it's like the natural gases that are produced in like a swamp, because it's like a, compost heats up. I think it sort of has that sort of biochemistry, I believe is the word I'm looking for, correct me if I'm wrong, about like a swampy, marshy, boggy area. And if there's natural gases in there, it'll just, pocket will combust, and that'll create these like flames. So I think that is the science behind it. But also I found out that they were mentioned in Bram Stoker's Dracula, and they're in Lord of the Rings. Did you know that? So when Sam and Smeagol and obviously Frodo are in like the dead swamps, and they're looking at the lights and they want to follow them, and Smeagol's like, no, don't follow the lights, they'll kill you. So they're actually mentioned in a few famous films and books. So there you go. So it was just a quick one today, my spooky pickles, because I've been doing a lot of research to try and get these other cryptid English folklore tales out to you. I'm going to make my way to all the other ones across the world, which is going to take time, but I thought I'd start with the English ones, seeing as from jolly old England. And yeah, so I'm going to cover most, if not all, the English ones I can find. And then I'm going to probably move on to the Appalachian Trail. That is the correct way to say it, because I was never sure. And I've looked it up, and I found multiple sources, and they actually say, remember it this way. If you say Appalachia, I'll throw an Appalachia. So it's Appalachia. So if you ever want to know how to pronounce it, it's like throw an Appalachia. There you go. I did look it up, and I've checked multiple sources. So you can say it however way you want, but I did say that correctly. Just so we're clear, because my daughter gave me some BS about that the other day. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too long, too short, whichever way around you like it. And I will be out very soon with some more, because I'm so excited. Like I said, I've got so many notes. But it's a short one today. There's more coming. More creepy ones, more spooky ones, more mysterious-y ones. Like, is it true? Is it not? I don't know. Some that even the government have investigated. But of course, because it's the British government, they still don't know. Because, the British government. Anyway, I'll see y'all soon, my hot little pickles. And have a great rest of your day.